Hello and welcome back to Jenna Gets Creative. Today we're doing another No Box Art Box challenge. I love this series. I am so glad I brought it back and looking forward to whatever I do. As I'm filming this intro, I haven't even decided what box we're replicating this time. So you're about to find out with me. Alright, so No Box Art Box. Quick refresher. When we do this, we pick a past art subscription box, any box. It doesn't even have to be an art box. If you want to do crafting, something else, something that you can replicate and do a challenge. You match the supplies that came in that box as close as possible with things you already own. If you are redoing a box you got before, don't just use those exact supplies unless you had them beforehand or you've got a bigger set and you're gonna pick the right colors or whatever. And then do the challenge. If you're doing, say, a ScrawlrBox, then it comes with a prompt, so you're going to want to actually follow that prompt. If you're doing, say, Sketchbox that doesn't, then your challenge is simply to make art using only these materials. So, today, for No Box Art Box number 4, we are doing ScrawlrBox July 2016. What was in that box? Well, there were 5 Faber-Castell Polychromos colored pencils. The picture on the website, it looks like black, white, red, orange, and cream, but the product description, it links to the 12 box of Polychromos pencils, so I'm assuming that it's just a weirdly exposed photo and the cream is actually a yellow. So there's no cream in the 12 set. A Tombow Mono Zero round eraser, a twin tip magic marker, which is a double-ended bullet and chisel nibbed alcohol marker. They specifically sent red, a single hole metal pencil sharpener, and Hahnemühle Lana pastel paper, which is 160 GSM or 76 pounds in weight, and they sent sheets in dark gray and pearl. The challenge for this box was honeybee. So for the supplies, I do happen to have every Polychromos pencil. I have the full 120 set, but I did have the 12 set to start with before, so I have selected black, white, red, orange, and yellow, not cream, yellow, from the colors that specifically come in the 12 set. So that's obviously just plain black, plain white. The red is shade 219 Deep Scarlet Red. The orange is shade 115 Dark Cadmium Orange. And the yellow is shade 107 Cadmium Yellow. If you don't have access to Polychromos pencils, that is okay. Use any colored pencil you have access to. If you've got multiple brands and you're trying to consider which one to pick, these are a top-of-the-line artist quality and they are an oil-based pencil. But, you know, if all you've got is Prismacolors or even Crayola, Crazy Art, whatever, doesn't matter. Colored pencils match these colors. Tombow Mono Zero round eraser. I do have a Tombow Mono, and it is round, but this is not the Zero, this is the Knock. It's a little bit thicker, but that's okay. It is still a pretty darn small stick eraser. Twin tip magic marker. I don't have that brand, and most of the markers I reach for are brush tips because that's what I prefer. But you do know that I have a whole bunch of these cheapy Touch New and Touch 5 markers from Wish and AliExpress. This is a red, shade 4 Vivid Red, single hole metal pencil sharpener. I have no idea what brand made this one. It's probably out of a geometry set. Who knows? These subscription boxes like to send them a lot. I admit I'm not actually going to use this. I have a much better pencil sharpener, but yeah, They want you to be able to sharpen your pencils. And the Hahnemühle paper, I don't have specifically this paper. My choices, I'm thinking I could either use the other sheet of, when we got October's ScrawlrBox, this last October, they did send us Hahnemühle Bugra Butten A5 paper, which is a pastel and colored pencil paper. It's 130 GSM, and I do have the cream colored sheet left, so I could use that. Or I could go for my Strathmore pastel paper. I think I'm gonna go with this Hahnemühle paper just to use it up, because I remember not really liking it, but we'll see. Let's get on with it. Let's make art using these supplies and a piece of Hahnemühle paper. When I was going through the list of past ScrawlrBoxes trying to figure out which box I wanted to do this time, I looked at this particular one a couple of times and then went back to the list. I wasn't really sure about this particular combination of supplies. It seems really odd to use one alcohol marker in combination with a handful of very high quality colored pencils, and then to do it all on a pastel paper. It just, yeah, it seemed really odd. I don't think I would want to do alcohol marker on such a soft and textured paper again. It's, yeah. This kind of paper is not made for a wet medium, and even though this is a marker, ink is liquid, it is a wet medium, and if I really tried to blend out all of the spots where you can tell where I outlined the bee and then went back over, tried to fill in the background, if I really tried to blend that out, I would just end up eating up the paper, because it's a wet medium on a paper that is not meant for it. Of course, pastel papers, they are great for colored pencil. This particular piece of paper, as I mentioned, it was a leftover from a different previous ScrawlrBox, and it's not explicitly a pastel paper. It's popular with pastel artists, it's also popular with pencil artists. It's a tad lighter in weight than what the box included. The box included a 160 GSM, this is 130. And honestly, I didn't like this paper for colored pencils in the October box when they sent out the sample of Derwent Lightfast pencils, which are very, very similar to Faber-Castell's Polychromos, by the way. I didn't really like it back then, but I wasn't sure if I wasn't liking it because of the color selection or the prompt, because with October's it was washed ashore and there wasn't a lot of variety in the colors they gave us, so I just overall wasn't too happy with it. But now I'm using that other sheet with definitely a more diverse set of colors, and I'm still not in love with this paper. So if anybody wanted a follow-up, not in love with this particular paper, this is the Hahnemühle Bugra Butten. Yeah. Not in love with it, would not buy again. But anyway, so the prompt was honeybee, and I decided to freehand as best I can a somewhat realistic honeybee, but finish it more illustrative. I really took advantage of color mixing and blending and just how well Polychromos pencils do blend together. Tried to get interesting color choices in the bee, some colors that aren't really there, but also try to convey the shading and the textures and general impression of the colors that you would see looking at an actual honeybee this close up. By the way, just random side note, honeybee is kind of a category. There's multiple types of bees that pollinate and make honey. So if this doesn't look like the honeybee you're used to seeing, it's probably because I was referencing a different species. Yeah, I did a honeybee-based mermaid back in Mermaid. You can check out that video. It's also on my channel. And that one, it ended up looking a bit more like a wasp, and I kind of think this one ended up looking a bit like a wasp too. And I don't know why. It's still got the fuzzy front end, so you can tell it's a honeybee. If you actually did try this particular ScrawlrBox, the July 2016, I wasn't even aware of ScrawlrBox in July 2016, but if you were, and you actually tried it, what did you think of this supply combination? What did you think of the supplies on the actual pastel paper that ScrawlrBox sent out? And if you haven't, would you be interested in replicating this particular box? Do you have supplies at hand that would work? And have you tried any no-box artbox challenge setups yourself? Have you gone out and picked a different box and done it yet? I'd love to see anything that you guys do with the no-box artbox concept. Feel free to leave links down below. Let me know where to find your artwork. I'd really love for this concept, this challenge to take off. So go ahead and try it, go ahead and share it, let me know where to find yours. Let's promote each other's work so we can really get this thing known. By the way, if you're new here, please do subscribe and ring the bell for notifications. I upload every Tuesday and Thursday at minimum, and sometimes I have bonus videos. Next week I am going to have a bonus because it's both Canada Day and the 4th of July, our celebration down south of the border in the United States. So there's multiple things there, but, you know, that's 3 days apart. My upload schedule is 2 days apart, so you know that means I'm gonna have at least 3 videos next week. And I am scrambling this week to get those prepared because we'll be at the cabin for the long weekend. So, yeah, that's why I'm just rambling today with not a whole lot of direction in what I want to talk about. If you like this video, or you just like me in general, thank you very much. Please do hit the like button and leave a comment down below. It helps so much for small channels like myself. If you do that, all sorts of interaction, especially when the video is new. I do appreciate it. I do read your comments. I love reading your comments. I do reply to your comments as soon as I can. And, yeah, leave a comment. Let me know if you've tried No-Box Artbox, if you're going to. Let me know if you've tried the ScrawlrBox I'm replicating. Feel free to give requests, leave links, or just the box name and the month it was. If you've got an idea of a box you'd like to see me replicate with No-Box Artbox. It is my goal to do at least one every month for, you know, the foreseeable future. So suggestions would be great. I honestly, I'm gravitating towards the older ScrawlrBoxes because that is the company I enjoy most. That's the subscription I have been keeping up. So it's nice to go back and do the ones that went out before I knew about it. But I have looked at doing sketch boxes. I did one sketch box. I have looked at older art snacks. I've looked at older smart art box. I don't know if I've actually gone and looked at the older paleteful packs, but I am aware of that. So yeah, if you have any requests for other boxes you'd like to see me do, let me know, and maybe I'll do them. So I think I've rambled enough. Thank you guys so much for watching. At least 3 videos next week. Come back for that. See you guys later. Bye.